Hello, and welcome to a brief general overview of the SnapMD virtual care management platform. SnapMD is a highly configurable, comprehensive communications platform. Our virtual care management was designed to mirror a physical clinical workflow. This platform is going to transform and modernize your organization and how you communicate with your patients virtually. The platform itself can be stood alone and essentially replace your practice management system and EHR system, or with our modern architecture, which has many open APIs to scheduling, claim submission, e-prescribing, insurance verification, all allows you to seamlessly integrate into whatever current platforms you're using or your staff is comfortable with. Let's talk a little bit about our admin scheduler view. We provide you with robust functionality for administrators. We give you the ability to manage your entire platform from the admin view on a daily basis. Let me demonstrate a little bit of the functionality that we have available. From our admin, you can manage your staff users across your one location or multiple locations, add and edit staff users, as well as browse by roles, organization, or specific tags or groups that you have those providers in, as you can see here, based upon specialty. Also have the ability for full patient lookup, with a highly configurable patient chart. Each demographic point of data is configurable and can be turned on and off, and an appointment can be scheduled directly from the patient chart. You can also view very brief notes on that specific patient to remind you or your staff the next time you see that patient virtually. You can also view scheduled appointments for that patient, as well as any past appointments, and view any visit summaries from that virtual visit that took place. Any provider notes or problems or medications prescribed for that patient will be listed here. These visit summaries or care plans can be downloaded and printed out or shared electronically. Clinicians can also add an addendum to that visit as well. We have full reporting within the platform, so you have complete transparency into all the activity that takes place communication-wise within the platform. We have a full document repository as well. This could be extremely helpful for sharing any patient education during visits or sent electronically afterwards. From the schedule itself, I have a full calendar view where I can create availability blocks, as you can see here, for a specific provider. And as an administrator, I have access to all my clinicians and providers over here on the left-hand side. I'm viewing an individual provider right now, so I can see their availability block of when I'm able to schedule appointments for them. I also have the ability to create coverage blocks as well. But if I just wanted to drill down and see specific appointments for a specific clinician, I can do that as well. To really transform your organization into a virtual care platform, we've also given administrators the ability that if a patient has a scheduled appointment or an on-demand appointment, again, all highly configurable within the platform, that the administrator can chat with the patient directly if they're in the waiting room. This is very helpful if the provider is running late and the administrator does need to get in touch with the patient. So let's go ahead and create a new appointment for a patient to see the workflow. Within the new appointment tab, I can go ahead and select a patient. I already have my provider selected here. The service types are the specific visit types, and these are all configurable within the platform. I also have the ability to collect payment within SnapMD as well. Communication methods are all configurable also. Video, phone, chat, or in person, and these can all be turned on and off. So if you did just want to communicate with patients For a virtual visit over the SnapMD virtual care management platform, you could just have video up here for your staff. Okay, so once the administrator scheduler does create the appointment, it will give me a brief summary, and I will go ahead and hit create. As you can see, I did not have an availability block for this specific provider, so it's going to confirm with me just to make sure that it does work for that person's schedule. For patients on the platform, we create a unique, seamless experience. You have the ability with SnapMD to white label your specific mobile application within the App Store. So, this would be your specific application, whether that's on the Google Play Store for Androids or the Apple App Store on iOS. We do have a generic version of the application available, or patients can access the specific website via a web browser on a mobile device or on a computer itself. We have the ability to send out appointment confirmations and appointment reminders for specific appointments that you have set up, and that's all driven by the configuration within the system. I am now logged in as the patient that I just scheduled the appointment for. And if I click on myself here, the patient, I have a couple different options. And again, this is all dependent upon your specific workflow. You have the ability to turn on or off on demand appointments, as you can see down here at the bottom. So if your specific workflow allows for providers to be seen on demand, you can grant patients access that, as well as patients have the ability to schedule an appointment if they need to. Patients can also view any of their upcoming appointments, as well as any past visits they had virtually. So let's go ahead and I'm going to start the appointment for this patient and get them checked into the waiting room. We give the patients the ability that if they do have an unstable internet connection or they might be in a spotty service area, they can always do an audio and video check before the virtual visit. They can place a callback number. This is very important if you get disconnected while you're on the video visit with the provider. And within SnapMD, you have the ability to create customized intake forms. These can be configured per visit type. So, for example, I'm an urgent care clinic and I want to ask specific questions if someone reports they have a fever versus if they have a headache or they have some sort of gastro issue. I can customize these per visit type. So let's just go ahead and complete the sample intake form. Can provide the patient with a consent to treat electronically. This will give me just a brief summary of what I just completed as the patient. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the waiting room now. As a provider or clinician, I can access SnapMD via web browser or mobile application. We give each organization the ability to customize their background image and their home landing page and logo for when either a patient or a provider logs in. So both the picture that you see here as well as the logo in the top left are all configurable. I'm going to now log in as the provider. So when logged into the virtual care management platform for clinicians, you'll get the most relevant, pertinent information up front for that provider. The presenter queue in the top right allows me to take action. I can begin a virtual visit with my scheduled patients, or depending upon my setup, begin an on-demand appointment with a patient. I can also, as an administrator, give providers the ability to schedule appointments, add patients, request callbacks, and even schedule an appointment as a patient to fill out those custom intake forms. This is all configurable within the system. Within the patient queue, I can see any appointments that I have in the waiting room. If I'd like to see the next person, that I'm seeing any of their intake information that they recently completed before I go into the video visit, I can review that on my own here. I also have the same calendar view that you saw earlier in the administrator section, where I can just view my appointments in a calendar format. So let's go ahead and we're going to start the video visit with Jeff Doe. We providers the same ability here to check their internet connection. And now I'm in a video visit with the patient directly. We have a lot of robust functionality within the video visit itself. We have specific markup tools here depending upon your specialty, that if you did want to bring an image in on the screen or mark up anything with the patient on their picture, on their background, you have the ability here within the virtual visit itself. I can also add participants directly to this video visit. I can invite family members or other staff members directly from here. Maybe I'm showing an image of an MRI or a CAT scan or some sort of ortho report. I can share my screen directly right here, and I can share my desktop of my computer. If your picture down there while you're on the video, you want to remove that, you have the ability to remove the self view so you can just keep your eyes on the patient and speak with them directly. Over here on the right-hand side, I can view that intake information again that we just saw earlier, patient complete. So I have that in the upfront view. I also have the patient's demographics of what they reported in their patient chart. So I can get a brief idea of their last weight or height, for instance, as well as their medical history and their preferred pharmacy. I do have a secure messaging option as well. Then I also have a simple SOAP note built in. Okay, I can go ahead and complete each section, go through the examination of the patient and what my plan is clinically for the visit. I also have the ability to capture CPT codes and any ICD-10 codes for billing at a later time. And then if I did need to share any files regarding maybe patient education or any organizational files that I have saved, I can do those directly. If the patient was to end the video visit on their end, it's going to give me a warning up here. The patient has left the consultation. From here, it's going to keep me in the actual video visit. But as the provider, I can go ahead and hit end call. And it's going to allow me to complete my note, complete any other documentation. If I do need to e-prescribe any medications or prescriptions, once I'm done with my note, I can do that directly from here. But once the visit is complete, I can either mark it as complete and the note and the e-prescription and everything has been resolved, or I can leave this open for later. But once I complete the visit summary will be generated for that specific patient in their profile, and I can view that for the patient later as a completed visit. And then all those billing codes, the ICD-10 codes, and the CPT codes will be available in the reporting as well. So as a provider, once I am done with that specific virtual visit, I can go ahead and see my next patient, and I can view any previous consultations or see the rest of my schedule in a quick view without having to go to the calendar app to keep me productive throughout my day. Thank you for viewing a quick overview on the SnapMD platform. As mentioned a lot throughout this demonstration, that the platform is very highly configurable. This was just a general workflow overview. All depending upon your specialty and your specific organization, we can really mirror and customize to your exact workflow. Please reach out to us with any questions you may have. Thank you.